So I got my kid to sleep finally, and I was just wondering, guys. The content that I want to make and the content that I want to do right now, I'm just trying to find someone that's good at editing. I'm 29. I've never really edited before, except for like in high school, 2008. It's 2020, so I'm not I'm not good at that, and shit's all different. So I need to just find an editor, which I'm working on. Just talking to some good people or whatever, just trying to work things out. But I kind of want to like see, this sounds weird, and I'm not gonna like be a hoe about it, but I want to make anime, movie, and comics like content. Like I want to break them down, explain them. I want to make what if scenarios. And I'm also thinking of doing like a Disney's first. Now this idea, and this is on my channel, so you can't take it because it's obviously me saying it. And if you watch it and you take it, then you're a bitch. Is I want to do Disney's first. Like for instance, does everyone know that Mulan is the first transsexual in Disney? I mean, not transsexual, but transgender. She was a female who never felt right in her body, hence the song Reflection, who she really is inside. She can't be who she was inside. And she goes to the army pretending to be a man, but she always felt that way. She always felt like she was supposed to be out there, and that was something she stated in the beginning of the movie to her father. So it was just this whole time, and that's not saying that trans can't be, it's not saying you have to have a penis. It's just who you feel comfortable being, and she felt more comfortable being a man than a woman. And I thought that was just a dope little fact that, hey, that's in there. Like fucking Pocahontas was all about slavery. Well, not slavery, but it was like the discrimination against Native Americans. These people John Smith comes with his people and they do horrible things. It was just a reenactment of history that we had. So it's like I want to do things like that. And if you guys can, I don't care about likes. I don't give a fuck about making money, dude. I'm poor. I don't make money anywhere, right? So it's not a big, huge ordeal for me. It's just something I want to get off my chest, and I want to feel like I'm connecting with people, because I don't have people in my life. I don't got a bunch of fucking friends. I don't. I got like maybe one guy that I rap with and shit, and sing songs and scream and shit. With like, you know, and I'm just more of an introverted person. In times like these, I'm just like, hey, everyone's gonna be home. Why not try to like present myself with some shit? And it's like I don't care about the like goal or whatever. I just want to know like if people have any comments for me, it can help me out. Like what kind of content would you like to see? What are you in for? Because it's like dude, right now I'm a little nervous. So and this is my like, I'm not really good at, like I'm good at it, but I'm not good at it. Like when I'm on a roll, I can be funny as fuck. I promise you that. You will see that. But right now I just want to vibe with you guys and understand what's going on with you guys. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I want to get across is like, what do you guys expect to see? What do you guys want to see? Does the content that I want to do sound good to you guys? Like, because it's like I also want to break down video games too, but it's not going to be like a shitload of video games. Like I want to break down games that people they don't know that much about. But I also know this is YouTube, and if it's not popular and it's not known of, people don't really, they're not going to really dive in. Because I want to do Legend of the Dragoon. I want to dive into that whole thing, break it down, explain it, like open it up. What if stories and shit like that. I want to do Final Fantasy VII. I want to just talk about a bunch of things like Metal Gear Solids and Kojima. Like, do you guys think there's gonna be a new PT? Because the way things are looking, and if you go on his Twitter, he's like dropping little hints, man, just trickling it down. And I personally, PT. Everyone's like, oh, it's like it's supposed to be the super hard game. It's supposed to be a demo. I never thought it was a demo. Like the minute I played it, and I actually like played it all the way through again and again, it's like it was like a goodbye. It was like a goodbye fuck you letter to Kojima, and it was also like, this is why mommy and daddy are breaking up to the fans. For instance, like the baby, he was talking the fetus in the sink, and I'm just rambling, but the fetus in the sink and the bathroom in PT, it starts speaking and it tells you dad was such a drag. I feel like that was Kojima's way, because he was fired early October, and he was gonna do it on a certain date that would have equaled out to the 75 years of the World Award broadcast or whatever. But it was like he still did it, and it was like he left subtle hints in there. Like he didn't get to do the date that he wanted, but he never changed the date that he wanted. Like when you read that little thing, and it was like 75 years ago they were here or whatever. He could have changed it to 76. He had all the time in the world to do that, but he didn't, because he wanted everyone to feel it and understand that date. And it was just his goodbye to everyone. That's pretty much like it was his goodbye and fuck you to Koji to Konami, and it was his explanation and letting us know how he felt. He was Lisa. He's trapped. He was so attached to this, and you took his baby from him while he was still holding it and wasn't ready to give birth to this baby. And you ripped it away, and you murdered his dreams and his hopes, and you know just stating what I think personally. I hope you guys are all good. I hope everything's going well for you. I know people are being assholes out there, and seeing my face isn't going to make that better, but I do honestly hope that from the bottom of my heart you guys are okay. That anybody that's watching this is just okay. Like, I don't want anyone being sick. I have COPD, and I'm smoking fucking cigarettes. I believe it or not, I fucking bought a pack of cigarettes after this whole thing went down. Because everyone's like, oh, you have COPD, you shouldn't be smoking. Duh, I know, dude, but I've been smoking since I was fucking 8 and I'm 29. Like, it's not, and I was doing well. I quit for a while. Like, it was like a couple months, and I just happened to buy a pack 2 days ago after this corona shit happened. And I know you can't say that shit on YouTube or whatever, but it's like, I just got nervous. I got stressed out, I got nervous, and they're talking about, oh, if you have respiratory problems, you're fucked. So it's like asthma, fucking COPD. I'm fucked, dude. So it's like, I've never been so happy to be an introvert with no friends and shit, because this, at least I know for facts me and my family are going to do it. But here's my thing. I'm just rambling, man. I should make these topics, but I'm just going to ramble. Fuck it. Here's my thing with that. The coronavirus is going to get bad. Like, it's bad. Everyone's like, oh, it's bad. They're shutting down stores. Oh, people are being greedy. I am 50-50 on the greedy thing. I understand why people are being greedy, because you got to think about it like this. Half of those people are just stupid and are just buying things because they have the money, and half of those people are highly intelligent. Half of those people are probably buying essential fucking shit like plant seeds and fucking soil and bags like that. Like, if you're a smart person and you cannot find food and you only have food for like a month right now, your best bet is to go to a gardening store of some kind, Walmart, anything. Get as many seeds, carrot seeds, tomato seeds. Go vegan, bitches. Like, and I'm not vegan. I'm just saying, like, when the end of, everyone's like, this isn't the end of the world. This isn't the end of the world. Well, let me ask you something. When was the last time you were alive for an epidemic? Because I was never alive. The last epidemic I think I remember hearing about that was like bad that went around the world was the Spanish influenza. 1818, right? It was like the Spanish flu or whatever, and it killed 3 to 5% of people, like 100,000, like 100,000 to 500,000 people worldwide or whatever. And it was like this shit with China. Like, we weren't alive for that, and yellowpox got taken care of very fast. They are giving time frames, and I'm just going by, like, I'm seeing Trump's reports, I'm seeing the news, I'm looking on Twitter, I'm looking actually on Google, like, what's going on with this. I'm looking at MedMD and shit. Like, and every last one of them was like, oh, 6 months, we'll have a vaccine. Oh, 6 weeks, we'll have a vaccine. Oh, 2 months, we'll have a vaccine. Let me tell you something right now, okay? And this is my personal beliefs. This is not a fucking objective truth, This is just my personal belief. I've watched enough movies. I've seen enough bad sides of humanity. I've lived in the ghetto my whole life. And I know people are like, oh, that has nothing to do. Let me tell you something. If you're privileged and you come from a suburban area, I've lived there too. My grandma worked for the federal government for over 45 years. I did have a good in and out. My life was good in and out. When I wasn't with my mother, or she was incarcerated, or she was on the streets or whatever, I lived with my grandma, which I lived in a suburb, nice area. She was very well off. And, I can't even say like half my life. It was because it was like every other couple months. Like, I end up going back to the hood, or it'd be like a year in the hood, a couple months with grandma, a year with grandma, a couple months in this hood, that hood. We moved all around, and we weren't financially stable. So the only places that take people that don't have much money are the hood. So I'm gonna tell you like this: there are people in the hood before this corona shit happened, before anything happened, that would rob you, that would beat the shit out of you, kick in your door and rob you, because they have children and they have no job, they have no money, they can barely read a Goosebump books, they don't know math, they can't even be a cashier, I mean, and the only option they see is to take a pistol that they have and run into someone else's house. Now, that is horrible, not right in any way. I understand the situation, doesn't make it right. Two rights don't make you equal, doesn't make you, you know what I'm saying. Now, that's just an everyday life scenario that happens every day. I want you guys to understand that happens every day. When I was 15, I used to rob more people every day. From what, 12 to 15 before I went to juvie and shit. Like, I was robbing your shit every day. I didn't have anything to live for. I was very upset. I was angry. You know, I was going through a lot. I was poor. I was the kid in school that was friends with everyone, but I didn't have good clothes, and they knew it, and they were friends with me because of my personality, and that wasn't even the real personality of me. I was just being what everyone wanted of me and what I saw around my family and what was going on in my family. So I portrayed, and that person. My whole point of saying all that is to say this. Those were times when I didn't have to do anything, and friends of mine that were in their 20s when I was 13, 14 didn't have to rob. They had very good houses. They did just because they could. We're in a time right now, and this is where I am against taking all the food and all the diapers and all that from the store. We're in a time right now where everyone doesn't have to, take everything, and everybody can actually, share. But I'm telling you now, that time is passing very quickly, every day. We're getting close to the precipice of actual chaos. That's what my personal belief is. What happens when all these stores close? What happens when they actually say, hey, supermarkets can't be open anymore? And fucking... Little Jack and Coke. Yeah, in a big pink cup. I know. Blah, suck my dick. I don't care. What happens when that person or those people who weren't able to get to the store for diapers have a gun and they've never robbed anyone in their life, but their child hasn't eaten in a day and a half? And they see that rich neighbor up the corner or 30 minutes away that hoarded all that shit near their house. What do you think that person's gonna do when they're looking at their child starve and they know that you have food? If you've come to the conclusion and you're one of those people that are thinking, oh, if it was me, I'd probably rob that person. It's not good, but I would do it to survive. A lot of people are going to be doing this to survive. I'm even worried, and I have firearms. I'm in Georgia, illegal firearms, and there's a Stand Your Ground Act. So if anyone comes to my house, I can personally, put them down, but I never shot anyone in my fucking life. I've been in shootouts, I've shot at people, but I've never personally harmed anyone in my actual life and actually put a bullet into someone like that. And the idea, and I was thinking to myself, and I actually got a little teary-eyed, it's going to get to a point where I might be faced with a situation, or you might be faced with a situation where someone's trying to kick in your door and take what you have. And you're going to have to stand your fucking ground. And I'm seeing so many Twitter posts about, oh, it's not that serious, and then everyone saw that news report of that dumb kid that sounded like FaZe Banks. He's not FaZe Banks, but he sounded like FaZe Banks, talking about, if I get corona, I get corona. It's like, dude, have you ever had pneumonia? I have chronic bronchitis and pneumonia, which led to COPD. It hurts to breathe. It hurts. It's very painful. Coughing hurts your entire body, your head, your body. You feel like you're fucking dying. And you're talking about, if I get corona, I get corona. I say that to say this. There's so many people with that mindset that are just thinking, oh, I have a friend, Lisa, who I've been arguing with for the last couple of days because she has older parents, and she's married to a good friend of mine who has very old parents. And she's still trying to do protests and go out and invite people. It's a nice gesture to tell people, hey, this pizzeria is giving out free food. But when you're giving out this location to so many people, what do you think is going to happen? One person, it only takes one person to go there with it in the cough, and then they're all catching it. Stay the fuck inside, order your fucking food. If everyone just ordered food in bulk and shit, we wouldn't be going through this. But everyone wants to rush out there like it's fucking, a bunch of people are at the same mass, like you're not breathing the same air. It's silly to me. It's very silly to me, and it's very greedy, and it's gluttonous, and it's just horrible to see. And the fact that I can feel it, I feel it, and yeah, I can feel it, it's going to become very violent very soon. It's going to become very, very violent very soon. There's already cases of people robbing Walmart in broad daylight. Three guys just ran in there in front of customers and everything, grabbed carts and were just throwing it in there. They're telling people misdemeanor crimes aren't. That's your... When they say misdemeanor crimes are not valid right now, hey, we don't have time for that, we're too busy worrying about this shit, that's when you start knowing that martial law is coming into play. That's when you say, hey, this doesn't sound right. It sounds like something's happening. And I just want everyone to be safe. Protect you and your loved ones. back to the whole point of this thing. I'm sorry, I just went into a tangent, and I apologize for that. But leave me some comments, please. Hit me up on Facebook and all that other shit. I guess I can put it in this. I don't know. I'll try to put it all in here or whatever. But you know, I'm learning this shit. But just let me know if anime, comics, video games, movies, breaking them down, playing them, or just showing you like little things or what if situations is cool. If you like that kind of concept or theories. This is Lorenzo from Maurice Lorenzo. Peace out, man.